Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday's Q&A. Um, we'll wait a couple more minutes and then we can get started, but it does look like we got a good amount of people already. But I can go over really quick. If you're new here, haven't been here before, you can go ahead and hit the react button and then raise your hand, and then we'll take your question as they come in. Today, we're going over marketing, or the theme will be around marketing. And then if we don't have any marketing based questions, of course you can ask whatever question you'd like.
While we're waiting for some people to put up those React signs, I can introduce myself. Anybody who doesn't know me, I do see some familiar faces. I'm Tony with Smart Marketing. I'm customer success here at Smart Marketing, and I assist with success in using the platforms, onboarding, and utilization, as well as customization of the platforms and how to tune it to your business. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions anybody has, whether you're using marketing right now or just curious about some of the efforts that you have ongoing.
All right, looks like we got Will.
I think this is geared more towards metal progetti or creating KPIs around first customer use, second customer use, third customer use. Ideally, do you have KPIs that will show first use, second use, third use? And then also, is there a way of incorporating that where I can get that to pull off a metal progetti arm?
And by
Go ahead.
sorry, I was going to say, and by use you mean how many times that you've seen an individual item, or?
Well, no. So what I want is every new customer that comes in, I want that to come off an exception arm. And I want it to get double checked. And then what I want to do, because what I want to do is along with marketing. So in marketing, I have to check how we have it set up. I need to check with Kendall. But after their first use, they get a email or a text or something. And then after their second one, they get a third. What I want to do with that pattern is I also want to put something more tangible, a hanger card on the hanger with a promotional QR code that is bright and shiny that tells them, thank you for your first use. Scan the QR code to receive the promotion for the second. So I want them hit on both ends, because once again, a lot of times the emails go straight into spam, blocked, you name it. And the other thing is, when you have something in front of it, we can change the context every single time for those three. And so, it's something along those lines with a KPI that we can track and follow those. That makes sense?
Yeah, I think I'm understanding what you're saying. You're trying to go based on how many times you're seeing a customer after they've been added to a promotion, or maybe no promotion added whatsoever, right?
Yeah, so if you were to think we get 135 new customers every 7 days. So that's 22.5 customers a day. So
Right.
I would want those to come off the exception arm, so I can put a manual or get a notification somehow. So I can put a manual marketing tag on their order. And then the next time they come in, I would also want that to come off, so I know that they've made it in a second time and they use that promotion. Same thing with the third time. And I'm probably missing a few steps in there.
Yeah, I'll have to see if that is off the top of my head. I can't think of a way to do it with the exception arm, but I can go double check with Freddie and Chris.
I would look at it like this. I mean, I don't know what happens when you have a one time someone wants a shirt folded but not permanently. They want their sweaters bagged, that it pulls off that exception arm. I just don't know if you can do that based off of, or manager check. We have stuff that comes off as a manager check.
Yeah.
And then Tony, it would be the same type of reporting that someone would ask you for, and being like that first time customer. And then not only that, we can go back in and find out, oh, they haven't come back in.
Yes. So Smart does have a portion of the customer KPIs that allows to track the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth visit, right? So you would be able to create a port of customers that get to that second visit, but not the third, right? So the and or method within there. And that would at least give you the report that you could track for those people. We have created custom campaigns within the marketing system already. So we'd be able to kind of help you guide through how to create that. But there is the ability to automate second, third, and fourth visit. So trying to encourage customers after their second visit, if they haven't had a third or portion of time after their second visit, to get triggered for that third visit, and then track the third visit, and so on and so forth. So there are KPIs that can help you track those additional visits up to 5, or you can do number of orders overall. The difficulty with that is if you have like a split on order, that it can kind of duplicate those. So the amount of orders overall isn't entirely accurate, as opposed to first, second, third, fourth, and fifth visit that can be tracked in those KPIs. So it's under the KPI or under the customer KPI in the date section for date of first, second, third, fourth, and fifth visit.
I'm wondering if Jason has anything to say, sort of all the KPIs from marketing. Do you have anything to add, Jason?
Yeah, actually, for you guys already have some marketing messages going for first and second, and I believe maybe third, if I remember correctly. So yeah, the marketing side of it, he's good, but I believe you're looking more for the metal Progetti side, so you can get more of the physical marketing out there as well.
Yeah, and well, that and also just the KPIs, because what we would probably do, what I probably want to start doing is incorporating someone to actually, we'll put, like your first visit in with a QR code that brings them to their next promotion. But I also, the people who aren't coming in, I probably want to start having someone actually give them a real-time call. And so having the KPIs that associate to that.
Okay, yeah, if you want to have Kendall or yourself, even just, you can schedule a time with me. You guys should still have my link, but I can email it after, and we can go over setting that up some more, go a little more in depth than what you are doing.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I know I work with Kendall a lot with you guys' new customers and what you're doing right now with them. So yeah.
Okay, thanks.
As for the metal Progetti side, I'm gonna double check to see what we can do and what our limitations are with that. And we can get back with you on that. All right. All right. A couple other people I saw joined. Again, we'll just go over it again. If you need to ask a question or you have any questions to ask, you can go ahead and hit the react button, hit the raise hand button, and then we can take your question in the order it comes in. And today we are trying to focus on marketing, but if there are other questions that you have or concerns, you can definitely ask those as well.
So as we're sitting here thinking about marketing, I do want to highlight that our marketing platform, the Smart Campaigns and Smart Broadcasts, are built and powered by the KPI system. So it allows you to be able to build your own KPIs, target very specific sets of customers, and continuously use that KPI. So as Will was talking about, like first, second, third visit, etc., and being able to follow up with those, the KPI system allows you to be able to track those and trigger campaigns either within our templates or within custom campaigns, Included with that is like the broadcast section or mass messages to be able to target customers that may not have visited or have used a service in the past and follow up with them on using that service again. Sometimes that's like patio cushions for summer seasons, comforters for winter seasons, or even spring cleaning for things like rugs or other items. So that KPI system has a lot of customization, and that's built and powers our marketing overall. I'd be happy to answer any questions on how you can target different customer sets as well.
So this is a bit off topic. For those who have switched to the new delivery app and then back to the old app due to issues that you were having, we were able to resolve the issue of the freezing white screen that kept happening. So if you are still having that, we definitely want to hear about it. You could put in a ticket or just let me know that, hey, we are still experiencing that issue, go into some troubleshooting steps. But if you were a company that switched back to the old app, go ahead and try and test it out on the new app again, just to, reaffirm that we have fixed it for everybody. Okay, we got Will.
Did you guys end up fixing the scanning speed?
The scanning speed should be fixed, yes. That was fixed a while ago. We did have onesie and twosie companies that were still on the edge about the speed of it, but after further testing, they seemed like
Was
it's the
that like
same, if not
past,
faster.
was that like within the last 7 days?
No, like months ago.
Oh, there's still an issue then.
Okay.
We're not, I think we have one person who's using it, and I actually talked to Josh, I think last week, and he said,
Okay.
well, no, it's specific to metal Progetti bag tags.
Oh,
Are you aware of that?
that kind of makes sense because I think the other company that mentioned it, they're also using metal Progetti bag tags.
Right.
So,
And I have a feeling he said, not a feeling, he told me that he ran them through testing on like 10 or 11 of them. And he believes that it was fixed, but he hasn't gotten back to me.
okay. Yeah, I'll double check. We had a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot, but we had quite a few companies jump back over to the old app because of the freezing was the big thing. So that's what we were focused on. So I'll double check with the scanning and see if we've updated that too. All right.
So if we have a break from questions, I'm going to put up a quick poll. It's just 3 questions about marketing. We're just curious what you guys are doing right now. It's very fast. It will take you like 1 minute. So if you guys wouldn't mind just sharing what kind of marketing you're doing, do you want to do more, and do you have someone external or in-house running your marketing for you? Okay. In case you guys are curious, 4 out of 8 responders said they use trigger-based. 3 said they use mass messaging. 3 are doing reputation management. 4 social media. 4 paid ads. 4 print marketing. 2 are doing paid SEO. 5 out of 7 said you want to do more marketing. 2 said not sure. And do you have a marketing partner? 3 out of 7 said yes. 4 out of 7 said it's internal or I run my marketing. All right, thanks guys. All right, looks like Christy has a question.
Off-topic question, but somebody had said something in the beginning that made me think about it. My question is, when we have an item that's heat sealed, the first time it comes in, we put it all in and everything. And then the next time they come in, they have a spot. So how do I put the information in there about the spot on the blouse that particular time without it staying there the whole time and having the extra charge for spotting.
So you're saying the second time it came in, there was now a spot that wasn't on there previously?
Correct. But I don't want it to stay, I don't want that staying to stay there the third time it comes in, you know?
Yeah, give me one moment. I can open up my
And
screen
with
here.
anything else, you know, like, you know, they don't, normally their shirts are hung, but they're going out of town this weekend and they want that shirt folded just this time. You know, some of those like just not every time things. How do we do that on those heat seals?
Yeah, so they're only going to be permanent if you have permanent, what's the word I'm looking for? Special cares. If that makes sense. So the annotations aren't permanent unless if you mark them permanent as well.
So that's a
Make that up.
setting we can go and check so that maybe on special cares, does it default to not permanent or permanent?
Yeah, so whenever you create your special cares, they're all should be not permanent unless if you go in there specifically and make it permanent.
Okay.
One more
Same thing
second.
with, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go to a random test account, see if there's any wardrobe on it. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna create a new order. Take off the promotion, it's fine. All right, so I can just scan in that barcode. And it will go. There it goes. Okay, but now I have more things to notate on it. Whether it's, you know, colors because they weren't added correctly the first time, or patterns, fabrics, what have you. And then say we're adding special care. So as you notice, it came in with no special cares on it. So sometimes people will have a permanent starch level depending on their business and how they want to run it. So we'll just do starch medium, that's fine. And then I'm going to come over here to annotations. If there is a spot that, you know, on the pocket or whatever, I can add it there and then save it. Done. Let's see. Should be. Okay. Yep. So then if I click it again, it'll go away. Cool. Save it. I'm going to close the order. Now, if I'm to finish it and get the spot to remove, I need to go to a spotting station. Sorry, got stuff in my way. Come up here, spotting. Scan the heat seal. It's gone. I was able to remove it. It's done. Now if I come back here, current, and I can assemble it, pick it up, move on. And then if I re-put that in, that stuff is no longer going to be there. Now, sorry, wrong setting. If the starch preference was permanent, you'd find it in here whenever you go to your price lists, as long as you have access to it. And let's check for starch, settings, and then permanent is checked. So this one, it is checked for this company. So the next time it comes in, it's going to maintain its it's starch level. So the next time I don't, or the detailer, whoever it is, they don't have to remember that this individual wanted it to be permanent.
Oh, okay. That's easy enough to check. Now, when you were doing that spotting thing though, what if we don't have a spotting station and there's nobody going in there and saying it was spotted and the spots have been removed? Does that
Yeah,
mean
so
it will show up next time?
nope. So as soon as I go
Okay.
through, and I could have swore there was a way to make it be okay, yeah. So actually I made it permanent when I did that. But if I come here and add it
Okay.
here and hit save, now it'll go away. So
Okay.
spotting station, when I selected it, it made it go permanent. Let me check that again.
All right.
Oh, it's already ready. Okay.
Okay. All right. I think I understand how the system does it.
Yeah, so it's not supposed to stay unless if you mark it permanent. That goes for both the whether it's a spot, a damage, if it's a damaged button or something, you can set it as permanent or unrepaired, either or, and select a specific type
Okay.
of damage, or even if you just want to add a note to it, say this pocket
Right.
did have a spot on it, no longer has a spot, something like that.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, of course. All right, looks like we got Brandy.
The thing that I'm running in with marketing and stuff is that if someone has a coupon or something that was sent out in text message, if they have a permanent one on their account, it's not overriding, the marketing one is not overriding their permanent one.
So when you have a permanent discount and you're offering something else, only one can be on the account for the customer discount, whereas a coupon can be applied to a single order, but the other discount has to be removed off of that single order. So that's something that starts at the CSR level. So when you bring in the item, if it has a permanent discount and you want to add something else, you can. But for click to apply promotions, they would have to be combinable. So the reason that it doesn't allow both of them on there is because it auto applies based on what type of order it is. Now you can do that for certain instances. Let's say you're running a comfort promotion and a dry cleaning promotion. Then those are two completely separate promotions that you can make combinable together. But if they're 10% off your next order and then 15% off your next order, you'd be giving 25% off your next order if you were to make those combinable. So that's where the system tries to block doubling up on promotions unless you want to double up on those promotions.
No, I don't want to double up on promotions. I didn't know if there was a way for if that customer got a promotions or, a marketing thing or whatever by text message or email that the system, because they're coming in when they're picking up and then saying something sometimes. They're not always saying something when they're dropping off. And so we
Yes,
can't correct it, in the beginning.
Yeah, you'd have to remove one off of the order as it comes in and add the other one to be able to choose one or the other. Either that or it will stay whichever one is permanent on the account.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I'm having to do is I'm having to get, well, usually the CSR, when the customer's picking up, the CSR lets me know, it's like, hey, it's not applying this coupon. But what's the other thing that's happening is if they don't click on it and the CSRs just put it on there, then, they have that one that's on their phone or on the email that can be reused if it's not used, I guess, through the system correctly. If we manually enter it, then it still shows up in there. So they're saying they didn't get it. And I don't mind customers getting it more than once, because then it makes them feel good and they feel like they're getting a deal, But I don't want to cheat us in the end either. So
Yeah, exactly.
Another option actually, what you could do is create an exclusion list with those permanent promotions that you have applied to customers, and you can exclude them from receiving marketing promotions. That can also help cut back on, the overlap, because they're already getting a discount for whatever reason. You might not want to actually offer them another one unless it
yeah.
is for like a special occasion, such as a comforter or something like that.
Yeah, because usually the two that we offer all the time is the doormail, which is $1 off of their dry cleaning or anything, and then or they have the 10% whether they're a senior or it says military, but it's either military, fire, rescue, medical, they all get the 10% military, and so some of them already have the permanent, 10% on there.
Yeah, definitely for that, we would recommend always doing a creating an exclusion list for that group of customers so that they don't get over marketed with promotions since they are already receiving one.
Yeah.
And you can always add that or remove it from specific campaigns if you want to, or if you're just doing a one-off broadcast, you can add that in there, or you can keep it out and be like, oh yeah, we can make sure that they get this one as well. So yeah, having
Okay.
that KPI created to just be on hand for when you need it is great too. It helps cut back on that overlap.
And then where do I go in for all the settings for all that? So I don't have to always bother, and I can just change it as it fits us best.
Yeah, so that one would it would just be a regular KPI that you would have underneath your in your marketing module or under the reporting in your customer marketing filters. It would just be in there, so it can be created if it's not already created, and then that would just have it would be ready, so then every time you create a new broadcast you can just search for it in your exclusion filter drop down.
Okay.
So if you don't have it in there now, we can assist in creating that for you.
I'm not sure if it's in there or not, because I haven't, generally everything's kind of been set, for a while, the same. Other
So
than oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were finished. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Minus the new marketing that y'all recently offered,
So one example that we have, and this is something that's built into our smart marketing already, is promotion exists on customer account. We use this to reduce over messaging, but it's the same exact concept. So if we were to take this KPI here and adjust it to your permanent discount, that military or senior citizen, you would just create a customer KPI with any promotion as the customer attribute and select that as your item. So first order 20% or something like that. If it's a permanent discount, you add it to that list of promotions and then set that as your exclusion for the either the campaign or broadcast.
Okay.
And that just excludes that customer set from that message.
All right.
All right. Did that answer all your questions, Brandy?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, we're going to go over to Enrique.
Hey everybody, just wanted to thank everybody on this phone call, especially Tyler. The question that I have, and perhaps maybe you guys already probably answered it, when we have a promotion going, and this is kind of ties into also marketing with you guys, I'm doing it manually. Is there a way where you can clip it, like for all the walking customers that walk into our location? Is there a way to clip a promotion to have it just be like a 10% discount for this walking, rather than an employee do it or myself do it? Is there a way to do that? That's one question. And the other question, when someone is with you guys, when you guys do the marketing and send out those promotions, when a customer walks in, do those promotions get clipped on added right away, or does somebody have to? Because again, I'm doing it manually, so that's the way I'm doing it. Do you get my question there? And then if there's a way to do it with the manually of customers walking in, could I clip that? Because I want to give it to them and honor that discount rather than sometimes an employee will forget, I will forget, and it'll be a new customer, and I want to make sure that that discount does get clipped there. You know what I'm?
Okay.
Do you get where I'm getting at?
I think I understand. And sorry, it's a little bit hard to hear you. A portion of that cut out for the in person. So can you repeat the non-email or text question that you
So,
had? I just didn't quite catch the end of that.
yeah, so if it's just a walking customer, a brand new customer, and then we want to offer him that 20% discount that we have, is instead of me or an employee doing it manually, is there a way to click that on as soon as the system knows that this is a brand new customer? Because the system gets it if it's more. As soon as it knows it's a brand new customer and has no data in here,
Yes.
can you just click that right away?
Okay. Yes. And Tyler, if you wouldn't mind pulling up promotion so I can show this. But I'll answer the email and text version first. So with our system, all of the messages are either auto apply or click to apply, meaning that as long as that promotion is valid for that order, so if it's not excluded or it's not has the right activation requirements, then it will automatically be added. Now, every promotion in Smart has an option, as highlighted here, for attach automatically to new customers. Now, you do want to make sure that you have a couple of things that make sure it doesn't continue for that. But you can select the maximum uses per customer and put that to 1. Or
Okay.
you can also select the only valid on first order for new customers along with the attach automatically. So it attaches automatically, selects it for that first order, and then doesn't continue it for there. So it won't be
Got
valid
it.
on any orders after that. So that's a nice way to automate it for new customers. For the messages that are going out, as soon as they click on it, if you have click to apply, or as soon as they get the message, if it's auto apply, that promotion will stay valid for the time period of days valid after attached to customer. So most of them are 30 days or less within our system. So it'll stay valid for that time frame. And then once that time frame has lapsed, then it will fall off their account.
Got it.
So that way it is automatic and your CSR will just see it on the screen as that order comes in, as long as it's an eligible item, and it'll be automatic within there.
Got it. Yeah, this is easier than kind of again if you're just doing it manually. It's a lot better to have it clipped than a customer will be like, oh, this discount wasn't on or whatever, and then you want to make sure that they're happy with what we're offering them.
Yeah.
So thank you for showing me
Exactly.
that.
No problem.
That was it.
All right, awesome. That's good. Let's see. It looks like we don't have any questions. No questions in the chat right now. Is anybody brainstorming any promotions that they've been thinking about doing coming into what we would call busy season? Looking ahead into marketing to maybe that they are thinking about doing, or things that people have done that they are interested in hearing about?
We're about to upload a new template for August, well, 2 actually. One is a generic Labor Day so that you can just send it out. You can use the same one every year. It just says we're closed on Monday. Labor Day will be open back up on Tuesday. So we'll be uploading that to people's email libraries. And then a special deal for back to school. We came up with just a 10% off on wash, dry, fold to kind of encourage parents who are really busy to just try your laundry service. So that template will be uploaded. Anytime we do add a template and there is an option to have a coupon, you guys would go ahead and create that coupon so you can make it exactly how you want it to be. Name it with a marketing name, so like marketing back to school. And then you would set up a broadcast message, pick that email template. You can make a matching text message as well. And then just select the coupon you made and you're good to go. If you want to remove the coupon and not do anything special, you can do that too. You can just remove that in the email editor. And that way, you can just send it as a informational message.
And I think we have one question pending right now. Tony.
Okay, there. On the marketing question, one thing that I've noticed that we've done probably for the past 3 years, because we used to run household specials, which included everything like comforters, drapes, everything. So now what we do is we separate those items. So we might run a special just on drapes. Well, if they're going to pull down their drapes, they're going to go ahead and bring their comforter in. Comforters at full price, they get a discount on the drapes, but you get the extra business. Or we'll run a rug special. Well, when they're rolling up their rugs, they're going to think about other things that they have to do. So what I've learned is instead of being all inclusive, which is what we had a tendency to do for years on household items, is to literally separate them out and kind of do it 1 month comforters or bedding, and then another month draperies, rugs, and have them separate, and the other items will come along with them.
Yeah, and we do see a good amount of success with that, especially focusing on things like rugs and drapes. I know not everybody does those items. So letting your customers know and even just the awareness of it can help to increase sales over time, as well as follow-up. So I kind of mentioned this before on somebody that's used that item type in the past or even department for households. Reminders to bring in those items, sometimes with or without a promotion, can help to increase the frequency overall. And the same ideology with like comforter campaigns and things like that, that regularly remind and continue to increase the frequency for customers bringing in those items regularly. Well, that's a great point.
All right, I saw Enrique put his hand down. I'm wondering if that answered his question or there it is.
Yes, to this. Thank you, Tony, for sharing that. As both Tonys, the previous Tony had a very good insight, and then the follow-up Tony had another really good insight. And I didn't necessarily had anything to add, rather than kind of asking you that question. You were asking basically everybody on the forum if they have any ideas. What are the best ideas that you guys have seen, the smart marketing team or the smart team, in terms of promotions? I know Denise mentioned 10% off for the back in school, which I think that's a really good idea as well. What are other ideas that you guys have seen? I mean, you guys probably have and probably work with over 200 dry cleaners. Just curious to know what you guys might know.
Yeah, and that's a great question. So we do see it vary from cleaner to cleaner, especially based on your region, what's popular in the area, and what services you have. But highlighting services that are lesser known. So for some of our customers in like the Midwest or northern areas, during the summertime, patio cushions come out, right? And you have a lot of parties and items outside, where if you specialize in that, promoting those items and letting customers know that they can bring in those patio items is a good example of highlighting a service and running a promotion during a peak time that increases sales overall. So for customers that are in the South or Southwest, a lot of the times it's, focusing on people that are snowbirds as they come in. So increasing wash and fold in those areas for convenience, customers that travel a lot, focusing on, first time users and things like that. So that way you can increase sales over time. So it's focusing on what is your personal services that you offer, what differentiates you, and increasing awareness, sometimes with or without promotion. So even just letting customers know that you clean something that most people don't know that you clean. So I was like using myself as an example. Before coming into the dry cleaning industry, I had no idea that I could bring in a comforter, that I could bring in drapes or an area rug that I have. But not everybody utilizes those services or offers those services. So letting your customers know, offering a promotion, something small to get them in the door, can often increase sales and be something that is positive. But focusing on your services, the time of year, just like that back to school, or some people that have a lot of camps in the area will come back from camp and get all of your camping gear cleaned. So items like that are the most successful that we see.
All right. Anything else people would like to add or? All right, Will.
Well, insight is keep it simple, like don't overcomplicate it. And the other thing is it really does help when you are on smart marketing. And I say that just because part of the transition is making it accessible to the customer and not confusing to your front of house staff. So if you're sending them a text or an email and they can click a link and it auto applies to their account, that's a huge savings just in, like Enrique's talking about all this manual work that he likes to do. Once again, Enrique, he's in my area, so I know him. But it's one of those things like you want to do that manual work when you think about the low cost of entry for paying for smart marketing and the benefit you're going to get out of it without having to do any of that, where it is set it and forget it in a lot of ways. Because once your customers realize that your ecosystem is supporting the ease of use, it's real hard when they go to another dry cleaner and they send them a coupon that they have to bring in, show on their phone, find it, you name it. It's a huge pain. And I will tell you that almost every single time, people, even if they get mad and they leave, they're going to come back because of the ecosystem that your point of sale provides. So everything from if you're using routes and how you use, if you're taking photos at marking, all of these things bring security to the customer. And so if you're not taking advantage of the point of sale, not just marketing, but the photos, the pickup delivery, taking photos there, what happens is when someone goes to another dry cleaner because something happened at yours, and it always will, they're going to go there and realize that they don't use any of that stuff. And when they don't use any of that stuff, guess what? They're going to be like, ah, man, they got me. And they're going to come back to your cleaners because the ease of scheduling, the ease of putting an annotation on a spot, the discounts and coupons that go out to people. So I would say anyone, if you're not on smart marketing, I think that it really will generate more revenue back to you after probably 90 days. So if you can afford it for that amount of time, I would do it. I was always really skeptical of paying for things like that until I started doing it. And then once you start doing it, you realize the amount of time you get back, the ease for the customer. And once again, I'm not saying this just because like Smart has never asked me to say anything like this. I just know as a business owner, you're building an ecosystem. This is your CRM. So this would be anything like a big company using Salesforce or any of those things. This is where everything comes from. And once again, the ease of use for your customer is the biggest part. And not only that, internally, I know that with Smart, now I have someone here who actually Kendall, who can do a lot of it for me. And so a lot of times once she gets the hang of it, she doesn't reach out to Smart as much unless it's something that we really are trying to overthink or be technical with. And so that's my insight or 2 cents.
Yeah, you bring up a good point is we will teach your employees that it's like, hey, I want them to learn how to build reports so I don't have to continuously reach out to support to build reports. We can take the time to, even I will do it. I'll teach people how to build reports. I may not make them a pro in a week, but we can get them at least rolling, get the ball rolling, to where they don't have to reach out unless if there is an issue like Kendall will bring to our attention. Hey, I tried this didn't work. Can you guys look at it and say, oh, okay, it's just this little thing, or yeah, this is a problem. And then we can go into it. But yeah, all great. Looks like we got Tony.
Yeah, I have a question on the photographing of the items, because I've tested that out in 2 of my locations, and we constantly have a problem with any of the white or light garments really not showing up. Is there a particular webcam that anybody's using that does that better than others?
I think we
Or
did
does
do some
anybody run into
testing.
the same problem?
Looks like Will may have something for you.
So I know that Smart, you guys give a pretty generic camera. We actually don't use that one. We use one that actually has a light on it. And so anytime it turns on, that light hits it, and that light then amplifies the white to it. So I would just go out. Cameras are really cheap nowadays. I would just go out and like we got ours on Amazon. And if you give me 2 seconds. We got it on Amazon. And then the other thing that we end up doing is you can go get from Amazon also, like what's it called? It's like for sewers, where it has all the measurements on it. And you actually put that on your mark-in table. And then you're going to put your QR code in the middle of that. And remember, do not laminate that QR code, because that reflection from the lighting is going to throw off the camera. So you're always going to have it's just going to be a flat piece, a matte piece of paper that you put there. You'll probably change every quarter because the ink will rub off. But if you do that, when you actually take the picture of it, if anyone ever says you shrink anything, not saying the picture is perfect. And it depends on how much time you use that camera and how many pieces you put through. Ours, I would say our pictures are not super pretty. But also, we, like yesterday, I think we took in like 3,600 pieces of retail. And so they got to move through that stuff. But it definitely does help when you end up having that graph on the back side of it. So that's something to play around with too. But the camera, yeah, it's called Angle Tube Streaming Webcam. It has a ring light on it, and it's $64.
You might be able
Okay.
to copy that link and put it in the chat if anybody.
There you go.
There it is. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah, we use that when it works out good with color.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I've been seeing too with most people that do it. They put up the dark board that has the measurements on it, and that's what they take the pictures on. That's generally what we see. But all right. I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up from here. Thank you everybody for participating, asking your questions, showing up on Tuesday. Really appreciate it. And if your question was not answered or you have more questions, feel free to reach out, and see you all next week.